Hey y'all, today is bonnet day. Get my stuff together. Oh. Changing the thread. It's bonnet day today, y'all. It's bonnet day. Adult bonnets and kids. Here is my little template I use. I know it's an easier way, but this is how I do it. I have an order, so I need to get to making bonnets. Anaya. What was the other one that she wanted? Oh, I should have never said it. I should have just let you act the part. Huh? What was the other one that she wanted to with this? You're in front of the camera. Get your.
You got my head on showing and stuff?
No, you got your arm here showing. You got your arm here showing on, girl.
Tell me you used it. It was blue.
Oh, I didn't. It's probably in that box. You want to keep moving stuff?
You keep moving stuff.
Maybe it's up under that thing. That's it.
I'm finna tell her it's finna be made and like.
No, do not tell her nothing. Why do you have to tell anybody?
Because.
Anything? Girl, bye.
Okay, I guess you don't want your money again.
Mm-hmm. You hear this kid? Nerve-wracking. Wrecks my nerves.
What's this one for? They're the same size?
That one's done. Do it look like the same size?
Yeah. What's these ones for?
Okay.
Mom, no, you didn't just ignore me.
Hi, Crystal. So I just cut out a circle. There is an easier method to this by just doing like a straight thing going across. I've seen the video, a little bit easier, but I try not to change up measurements because I kind of got it to fit the way I want it. So, you know, I don't want to switch it up. I probably could just cut in like a circle right here. Actually, the other way. I have to make sure it's on the fold. Maybe I'll try it on another one, but not this one. I don't want to try it. And so now that I've cut that out, I have access left so I can make the strings. Have a lot left. So I'll put that to the side. I'll cut the next one. This one is super short, so. I just kind of pull it across to not necessarily make it even, but just enough to make a circle. And I don't need string material for this one. I'll use the other one. They're what do you call it? Reversible. So this is what the customer requested after looking through the prints that I have. I'm just going all the way around till I get to my other end, which is coming up right here. See, that only leaves me with not enough to make a string. So I wouldn't use that, but I have the other one anyways. And if you didn't have enough left over, just use like some regular satin material and cut it out of that. I am making a bonnet. I don't buy fabric. I don't go and buy, well, so the solid fabric I get off of Etsy, satin, solid fabric, but I haven't even used it yet. But I go to the beauty supply. The beauty supply has like all those different, well, I don't know if it's like that in your area, but my beauty supplies have like the scarves hanging from the ceiling, and it's like a bunch of different kinds of them. I just get those. Or we have here downtown LA where they sell the big square ones. I just buy those. They have like knockoff Louis Vuitton, like different designer scarves. So really, if you get like a large scarf, you can make a bonnet out of it. I don't know. I just haven't ordered the fabric by the yard. I usually just buy the scarves. And they're usually called large neck scarves. That's all I get. And then I just cut it out in a circle. Pretty much it. So I did just get, this is metallic thread. I use metallic thread on one of my scarves, actually, on one of my bonnets. This one is made with metallic thread, and I thought it was so pretty. So I decided to order more fabric thread because I ran out. It just came yesterday. This is a kid's bonnet with the string attached. So this has the metallic thread. You really can't see like the metallic on it. Well, I guess you could, maybe a little shiny on camera, but that is the metallic thread. This ties around the edge part. There's other pictures posted on the page, so this ties around that part. Yes, scarves, bonnets. So, I mean, you can make your string. This string right here is actually made from a satin pillowcase from the Dollar Tree. So, yeah. I try to use ways where I can go out. If I run out, I can go out and buy it versus trying to order online from someone that it may take a while for me to get it and then I'm sitting and waiting. I don't like that. So I try to find like the closest thing to me. The closest thing to me. Let's see. So far, I think I have some new people on the page, so I don't think everybody. This is the second Louis Vuitton one that I made. This is an extra large one. I probably won't be making these. Unless maybe, no, I probably won't make them. This is probably the only extra large one that I would make. That's about it. It does turn inside out, and that's that knockoff Louis Vuitton that I found at a beauty supply. I might make this version and just the regular adult one. But that's that one. And I use the packaging that it came in, that the scarves came in. If it comes in a packaging and it's clear, I'm using it. And that's how it's given to my customer with a label on it. People been seeing them and asking me when I'm gonna make them. Yeah, they're very economically friendly. I don't have to be trying to, I mean, I wish I could find a vendor. And I actually think I found one, but I just don't want to be waiting forever. I'd rather just go to my local beauty supply down the street and just get it. And this is for my, so this is It's something I created for my daughter years ago. So I have this craft book that I've been writing stuff down like every day or whenever it comes to, sometimes I just get dreams. That's how, I don't know if y'all a crafty person like that, but I get dreams of like things to make. And this was one of them. I said in 2020 I was gonna do everything in my book. Everything. And that's what I'm doing. I used to be scared to just jump outside the box and create stuff because just scared of that bad customer or sales or just having to deal with the public with, you know, people complain over like the smallest thing. Oh my gosh, the stitch right there is messed up, or oh my gosh, it's not bunched up enough right there. I was so scared of that. But now I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm just going to do it. So 2020 is the year of I'm just going to do it. So I've been jumping out of my little shell. It's under my daughter's line where she's going to sell grease, maybe eyelashes. There was something else she wanted to sell. I forgot. But she has a page already set up. So this is going to be for them because this is what we used when their hair was super brittle and crunchy. I used their grease with satin scarves. I would flat iron their hair and wrap it at night. And they would put on their scarves. And then my daughter had eczema, so I would use that grease on her eczema. Do I have a grease around? Anaya, hand me a grease. She's gonna get the grease for me. Yeah, the extra large one is for like ladies with locks and braids. Go give me the grease with the logo on it in my bathroom.
There's one right on.
A grease with a logo on it? Oh, that's where they was, in that box. So here's the grease. It's awesome. Mixed by me. Here.
God.
Get out of here. You guys want to see her? She's the face of Naraya.
No, my face dirty right now.
I'm gonna show her. Don't try to run.
I'm not running.
This is the face of Naraya. You can see right now, her hair is toe.
So? Everybody who's up probably hair toe right now too.
Okay. So this is one. Do y'all want to see them all out the pack? Or y'all good with seeing it just like this?
They want you to take it out.
Shut up. Nobody asked you. Here's another one with, where can you buy the grease? If you go to her page and send her IM, just letting her know you know you want to purchase the grease. Actually, purchase the grease through her Cash app, and then send her your address, and then we will ship. If you're not in California, we will ship them to you. When the grease is $8. This is a smaller one. I'm waiting on the
Mom,
8-ounce tins. Do you see me talking?
Okay, hold on. But is this how big it's gonna be?
No, that's the extra large one.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, oh no.
Get this kid.
Mom, you made this kid.
Okay. This is the smaller version of it, but there will be an 8-ounce can that's a little taller. So if you want to wait on that, that one is $12. The shelf life for these is between 1 and 2 years. I would say 1 year. The person that I buy them from, I talked to her about that, and she says 1 to 2 years. But I mean, I don't want to go all the way up to 2 years. I say 1 year, but you'll probably use it by then. I don't think your little can gonna be sitting for 1 year. Trust me, it won't. As soon as you put it on, it melts. So, yeah. Okay. So this is another kid one. What? My kids are too much. Okay. And this is inside out. This one is they're all going to be reversible. once I get finished making them all, then they will be up for grabs. I wrote the prices down. I don't know where I put them at. Those two I showed you guys. This one, here's another one. And her Facebook page is the same. It's Naraya with the same little logo. This is another one, solid. I have some other ideas I'm not gonna say yet. I just want to make it. I like just making it and posting it. And I like making a lot of them before I post them, because I know I'll get that question, well, how much are they? Where can I get them from? So, yeah. So this is another one. Y'all see my son's head peeking in there. That's another one. They saw that one already.
This one reminds me of C.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. And I'm gonna be doing some of those today. Here's one in the process. And this one is sewn differently. This is not used with the round jig. This is just a square. A simple square. And now you know where that brown ruler is?
You the one who came
I'm
here.
gonna tell y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all the measurements.
This thing?
Yeah. So let me measure it for y'all. And this is after it's sewn, so. Well, how about I just do this? Pull me a cute one up there now. Where's the one down here? Give me one right there. I will tell you the size of this.
Mine just makes the strings white.
Oh, my goodness. 19 inches by 19 inches. Let me just make sure. Yeah. 19 inches by 19 inches. And all you do is sew this in a square. When you get to the edges, make sure you sew round, or else these will be sticking up on your scarf. So that's that one. So it's the square, and then the adults is a circle. And this is one in the process. This is a kid's one, and this will be inside out. All right. These will also be available on my page. They're just ironing squares that I made once I get them up. So I'm trying to make everything so I can put them up for sale. So I'm going to put these two pieces together, right sides facing to each other. And then I'm just going to sew it in a circle. And my little jig is not perfect. Like I said, and I'm not like an expert at sewing. I make it, but I'm not an expert. So you just sew this around in a circle. So I think I'm gonna use, let's see, what color do we have? I'm actually gonna not use metallic to sew the circle. I have a little bit of that left.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the information.
So I'm just gonna thread my machine. Check, close the door, it's cold.
I have no clue what you keep looking. I tell you what you need to know and then have it go around.
This little tool comes in handy. You know what? My sewing machine's probably not even plugged in. You guys can also get creative too by changing your bobbin thread on the bottom. Changing your bobbin on the top to be, you can make them different colors. Oh, it's the black cord. Plugged in the wrong sewing machine. Okay. What is going on? Too many cords down there. Okay, so I'm gonna thread it. Bring my thread up from the bottom bobbin. You can pin yours if you like.
Yes, I mean, if you want us to keep happening.
I don't pin it.
I know, but you're making me really irritated. And you literally, and I told you what you need to do. And what you just
So you want to make sure that you have your sides together. Make sure when you're sewing, to make sure that you are paying attention to your edges. Let me push that back because I want this on the table. Make sure your edges are not too far away from each other. So make sure like this side isn't further than the other side, because then you won't catch it. I do that a lot sometimes. So I'm just going to start sewing the back stitch. Alexa, show me the front door.
Okay.
So I'm just going to sound like somebody came to the door. I'm just going to sew around the edge. So I'm going to stop, adjust my fabric. Because it is satin, it's like super slippery, so just adjust your fabric as you go. Also, you want to make sure that you leave an opening so that you can pull it inside out. So I'm just matching my edges up as I go around. If you just joined, I am making a adult bonnet. There's a lady playing with her dog in my front door. My app just alerted me that someone stole a whole mailbox somewhere around the corner from me. So I'm just lining it up. If you pin it, you don't have to do this. So you just want it to continue going all the way around. Does anybody else make bonnets in a group? Okay, so I'm coming up on the end. Back stitch. And I'm gonna cut my excess off. You can also do a zigzag stitch. It's pretty much up to you. If you have a lot of frame like this, you can do a zigzag stitch before you start sewing. Just do a zigzag stitch all the way around on both of your pieces of fabric. That'll stop it from fraying. So now I'm just gonna pull it inside out. Let me turn on my Cricut. Press. So I do use the Cricut mini press to iron my fabric. I lost the okay. So I'm just gonna put it, and you want to be careful too. Like if you have any nails snags on your fingernails, it will snag the fabric. Like it will mess it up. So be careful with your nails. So I have one right now. So we have our opening, and we're just gonna close that. So I'm just pretty much gonna tuck that in and close it. So all you do, so now that I turned it inside out, I'm going to sew this opening closed. So we'll go back to the sewing machine. Make sure your ends are together. I'm actually gonna iron this because ironing it helps you a lot when you're sewing. It keeps your fabric in place. So I iron all throughout my process, just so I can keep my bonnet nice and crisp. Okay. So my hole is closed now. So now I am going to iron all the way around my seam so I can get ready for my top stitch. So you just want to pull out your seams and iron them all the way around. All the way around, pull out your seam. So I'm just pulling it out and I'm ironing it. If you don't have a Cricut mini press, you can use a regular iron. I like the Cricut mini press because it's mini and it's handheld than using a bigger iron. These are only $49.99 right now. I suggest you invest in one if you sew or if you use vinyl. It's a really good tool. Not tool, but device. So you just sew all the way around, iron it, and then we're gonna do a top stitch close to the edge, as much as we can get it. And I mean, for your customers, some of them will critique your straightness of your thread, but I like to say when I post on my page, you know, everything is not perfect. Even like in the craft world, we all do this by hand. So one item is not going to be the same as the other item, which you get a lot of people who, those who buy crafts, they know that they're handmade and every item is not going to be just like the other item. People should know that regardless, even when you go to the store. If you go to Ross, you go to DD's, those are all knockoff shirts and pants and stuff like that. Everything is pretty much sewn. Something's wrong with it. That's why it's being sold there for cheap prices. Stitching is wrong somewhere. So you might get that, but just for like beginner sewers, if your sewing is not like super straight, by the time you put your elastic in it, you'll barely be able to tell. Someone would literally have to pull it apart, look at it, and be like detail to detail, look at the thread and be like, oh, like it's Cricut. Like they would really have to be looking at it with a super strong eye. Like I said, my circle is not even perfect. I don't have a perfect circle. If you do it the other way, where you fold the fabric, yeah, you'll have a super duper perfect circle. Well, like I said, you wouldn't be able to tell. I don't have any complaints with the people that have seen it so far and that's asked me to make them one. This one right here is my neighbor. She's been bugging me for it. So okay, so I have it nice and crisp. It's ironed. It is on the third one. I'm gonna kind of iron it in the middle as well, just so it's straight. I would try finding like items that you can buy that's close to you so you don't have to wait for them to ship to you. I try to find items like the pillowcases I told you I use for the strings sometimes. Like items like that's like easily available to you. Unless you have like a well-known vendor that you can get it from, and you can get bulks and bulks of fabric from, or scarves from. But yeah, I only buy solid fabrics by the yard, and I probably will stop doing that because I can get solid scarves from the beauty supply. Sometimes the size is off though. So now I'm gonna see if I want to decide to use So because this is like cream and blue on the other side, I have a cream color bobbin at the bottom. So when I sew it this way, the cream color bobbin is going to be under the bottom. And this is right here, this is what the top stitch is going to be. So you can see like it's orange, it's brown. So I'll probably go with like, let's see what I have. I'm going to go with the metallic gold. I got this off of Amazon. I don't remember how much it was. If you really want to know how much it was, just send me a instant message. I don't even think these have a lot of thread on them. That's what I'm going to go with for my top stitch. So, found the edge. I'm going to take this off.
You're doing yellow?
It's not yellow.
Then what is it?
I'm going to put this on. Thread it. I have the little threader tool that I haven't even tried to use yet. One day I'll use it. It came with my footer kit. I have like a box of different footers that I ordered that popped up on Facebook one night. So right now I'm just making sure my edge is pretty crisp before I sew my edge stitch. Alright, so now we have closed it off. Now we just want to do a top stitch all the way around. Hold on, fabric is, or the thread is bunching up, so let me check and see what the deal is. Did it go through here? I did. Oh. Okay. Where'd it go? No, where it went. Oh. So make sure you always do a back stitch.
Ma, I know you took my my satin pillowcases out of my room.
So I'm gonna go all the way around. So guys, I'm just going all the way around, all the way to the other side. And then I'll stop once I get to my other end. So I'm almost to the end. Back stitch. And that is your first line. This line is used as a guide for to make your other line. So our next line so I'm going to use my little ruler. We want to do 1 inch, 1 inch away from the edge, or 1 inch away from your top stitch. I kind of know that because there's a line right here. So what I try to do when I'm sewing is try to look for a guide on the sewing machine, or either I look for a guide on the print. Like if there's a straight line going all the way around on the print, then I'll follow that line, or I'll follow my line right here that I have that says 1 inch, just to make sure it's straight all the way around. So this is what I'm following. Is my 1 inch little line that I have on my sewing machine. And I usually just put my arm under the fabric. Some of your sewing machines have an extended arm. My other sewing machine does. It has an extended arm, but I need to fix the little bobbin thingy on the top. So I'm just gonna follow this line that I'm looking at all the way around. So now I'm coming up on the end. On a back stitch. I'm going to cut my thread. So now we do our last line. This is what makes the ruffle effect in the front right here. So if you do an inch, it's gonna be super big. I tried an inch before, I didn't like it. I tried an inch and a half before and I didn't like it. I tried a half an inch and I was like, no. So I just do the 1 inch. So, see in the back is that cream color. So I sewed it all the way around. In the front is that gold color. I don't know if you can see it. But it's that gold metallic color. So now the line that we just sewed, what we want to do is match the edge of our footer to that line. That is going to be our guiding point all the way around the bonnet. So we are going to follow this last line that we made. Your edge of your footer is going to be on that line, and you just make sure that the edge of your footer is going on that line all the way around. So that's what I'm going to do now. This is where the elastic is going to fit in. It's 1/4 elastic. So I'm just going to follow the line all the way around. So you want to put your hand in there to kind of lift it up. And how I'm guiding is just I'm moving my hand. I'm moving my left hand to guide the scarf as I go around. And my right hand as well. Sometimes you may have to stop and turn it. You want to make sure your elastic is able to fit through there. And your safety pin. UPS?
It's budget buy.
Oh, it's Amazon.
Huh?
Amazon.
Mom, come get.
It's big?
No, it's little. Ain't no rice in here.
You got scared, huh?
Everybody's looking around. What in the world?
My string on the back is getting caught on this thing right here. It's a string that it was getting caught to.
Really?
So make sure you don't have a string that is getting caught to it or it's gonna start gathering. Oh, I needed that. You just pull it apart. It's not like stuck gathered. It's just because the string is caught. Okay, so I'm at the end, pretty much. Okay. My string is
Licky.
My string got cut.
Come on.
So
Come on.
with this metallic thread, the string does get cut easily. And it's because of my bobbin, or my thread up here it's backwards actually. And it's looped inside. You see it? It's looped inside the thread, so it was having a hard time. So let me pull that out. Okay. So if you're having problems, like 9 times out of 10, it's something with your thread. See, he's doing it again.
Really, really. You can see me looking around. Oh, what the heck? God, don't make no sense.
Okay.
This sounds good.
Just check your thread at the top. Check your machine to make sure it's threaded right. Check your bobbin. 9 times out of 10, if you have one of these computerized machines, it will tell you like if your bobbin is messed up at the bottom. It'll say check your bobbin. Depends what kind of fancy machine you have. But that was the problem. It was crossed up on the spool thread. So I am just rethreading it. Okay, so I'll go where I finished off at, which is right here. I didn't get to do that back stitch, so I'm going to sew on the same row. Go backwards. Okay. Like I said, I'm almost at the end anyway. When you're going in a curve, you want to lift up your footer and just kind of turn the fabric. Okay, so I'm at the end. I'm going to do a back stitch. And there. So I'm going to cut my thread. So now the question is, how in the world am I going to stick my elastic through because I did not leave an opening? I am going to find an edge that I want the string to go to, that I want the string to hang from. Maybe it's an edge that you kind of messed up on. You didn't sew far apart, or it just doesn't look right. So there's a part right here in the back where it didn't do a stitch on the back area. So I'm going to do that. I think that happened when the bobbin messed up, or when the top stitch messed up. There's no stitch, there's no second stitch in the middle right there, if you can see. So I'm gonna fill that in. So like I said, when you have these little technical difficulties, you just check all of your areas. Check your top bobbin, check your top spool, check your bobbin and on the bottom. Make sure it's threaded right. And again, for all of those who just joined, I'm making a bonnet, adult bonnet. Okay. So now I'm just gonna find like an edge that maybe not too fond for, or just find an edge. Let's see. I think I'll do right here. Wait. I'll do right here. So in between the one that we just did, so we just, I don't know if you can see because it kind of blends in. You see the thread on the bottom, the thread on the top. We're going to cut in the middle right there. So I'm going to just take this and just cut a piece. Our string is going to go right here. So this, you will not be able to see this cut. You just want to cut it enough for your elastic to go through. So what I do is, so that I can remember where I started at, I put a safety pin right there. Otherwise, I will forget. And then you'll be searching after you put your thread in. You'll be like, where is it? Where is it? So you want to do that. So now I'm going to get my elastic. Where is my? There it is. Elastic is scarce nowadays. This is all I got left. I have to go buy some. I'm going to Walmart today, so hopefully, maybe I might have a chance. Oh. So what I do is look for the average circumference size of a adult head. I did have it written down somewhere. I can find it again. You can just search it online. You're gonna have a tie, so there's no such thing as being too loose. There is a such thing as being too tight though. So it brings up a chart of adult circumference size, head size. So the average is 22.5 inches. So I'm gonna shrink it. I'm not gonna shrink it. I'm gonna add an inch. And I'm not good with the ruler, y'all. So what I'm gonna do is go to 22.5 inches, and then I'm gonna add an inch. Because remember, you're gonna have a tie anyway. You can minus an inch because it's actually elastic. It stretches. So it's not like it's going around the head. This is gonna stretch, if you get what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say. It stretches. So just so I can make sure it's not gonna be too tight, I'm just gonna be safe. I'm gonna just do 23, y'all. So I'm just taking it over here to my mat. Goes up to 18. So 18, 19, 20, right here. So around my head, this is what it is. So it's gonna fit a little loose, but I don't want it to be super tight, because then it's gonna be too tight on the head. They're gonna get a headache. That's what we got the strings for. So even if you made it loose, when they put it on, they still have the string to tie it around the head. This is like perfect. You might have a smaller head, but even if you have a smaller head, you still have the strings, versus if you didn't have the strings, then it'll be a little loose and it'll pull off. That's the whole thing of adding the strings. Where did I get my fabric from? They're scarves. I didn't like buy yards of fabric. I just go to the beauty supply and I buy scarves.
You can buy yards though.
So yeah. So I'm gonna take my safety pin. I'm using a big one. You can use the mid-size one if you want. This does fit. So I have my little baby safety pin there, and then I'm just gonna insert this in here. So it fit right in there, and then I'm just gonna, it fit right in there, and then I'm just gonna push it all the way around. You can also you can attach this to the end of the safety pin. So let's do that. So let's attach this to the end of the safety pin. Okay, so now I'm gonna finish pulling it through.
Hey, put this crap on. Just go around your hip.
So this part is important, where you want to make sure you didn't sew too narrow, or else your safety pin's not gonna fit in there. So you have the mid-size safety pin, you have the large safety pin, and you have the super duper small one. So if there's one area, then you're gonna have to pull it all the way out and then go get your smaller safety pin, because you know that's gonna fit in there. Whereas the way I do it, the way it is from when we follow the second line that we created, I know already that my safety pin is gonna fit through there. I'll also measure it out for y'all. Like I told y'all, I'm a good person with this thing. For so many years, I learned how to go without it. Never learned that in school. Like, I know the inch is the half an inch, but 1/16 and all that, nah. Nope. So it's a half an inch. So I'm just going all the way around. And then you can fix your ruffles once you get it pulled through to the other side. So remember, guys, I measured 23 inches. I just made it 23 inches. So that will be used for adults. 23. So you just look at that chart. If you're doing kids, just look at the head circumference size for an average kid. I believe it's 21. So I just made it to 20 or 21. I don't know. You have to look it up. So I just made it to the end. So I'm just going to pull it through. So I have that side and this side. So I still have some left. So I have to pull it all the way through. And stretch it out. It came through. Let me safety pin this so it won't go through. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take it all the way across till I get to the end of my elastic. So I'm just gonna hold it and just pull it apart. If you want more ruffles, then you just pull it more. But you again, you want to make sure it's not too tight around the adult's head.
No, her head's not that big though.
I know she has a tie. So I'm just gonna make sure my little scrunchies have like even space around. And then what I'm gonna do is take my other piece. I'm gonna match them up, and then I'm just gonna sew across here. So you pull it, and just sew across. Straight line, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just to make sure that it's stuck or sewn. Make sure it doesn't come loose. I think that's good enough. So I'm gonna cut it. And I'm gonna pull it through. Okay, so now you're gonna fix your little ruffles. And turn it inside out. So there's some ruffles there. I have a little bun on. Okay. I look like Lala Lucy. So see, it's not too tight and it's not too loose because remember, we are going to attach strings to it. So there. And then our string is going to tie around. So it just depends on how much ruffle you want in the front. So if you want your ruffle to be wider, then you just do more than an inch. If you want it to be smaller, then you do less than an inch. If you just don't want none, then you don't do that that other stitch. You just leave it. So this is it. So that part is done. So this is what it is. And the inside, you flip it outward. And then, see what I mean when I said, like, if you're not a good straight sewer, like, you won't be able to, like, they would really have to pull this apart and look to see, like, oh, okay, it's not straight. They really have to look. You also want to make sure when you put your thread through, make sure you put a safety pin there so that you can find your end part, because right now, I don't know where it's at. I have to find it. So it's good to put a safety pin there. So I'm basically just looking for my hole. And I found it. So there's the hole. Because I need to close that off. So what I'm going to do is put the safety pin here. Just so I remember where my hole is. Because I'm going to come back to this because I need to make my string. So that's how you do it. I'm not using white knife.
You're not using white?
So
They're gonna use these two?
I'm gonna use this.
Or combine them? Because they're two different colors.
Do you remember how many inches I told you long the other day? That was for a kid though. So I'm experimenting. I did inches for the kid. I don't even remember what I did. I have to find a piece of paper. I know I need to remember. If I wrote it on anything, you have in that envelope. Is it? There it is. Is it an envelope?
$24 long, $3 wide.
Yeah. So the string for a kid was 24 inches long, 3 inches wide was the string for a kid. For an adult, let's see. Because we want to have some left over. I think we can use this. I think this will be long enough. Yeah, that's long enough. So we want to do.
What if you do like this? You see the strip? And we did the other side white or this color.
19, 20.
Is that fun?
36 inches long. For one side of the string. So what I do, when I have fabric like this that I cut out and I have an angle right here, I just go from there to the end of it, which is 36 inches long, and then from this side to the end of the other side, which is 36 inches long. And then I cut the width 3 inches wide. So that's what I'm gonna cut this out right now. So I'm just gonna make that sure that this. So you want to make sure that when you cut it, that you can at least fold it, because you might not even have 3 inches. So I have a pretty wide space left, and the space that I have left right now is actually exactly 3 inches, but it's not going to be like that all the way around. So I want to make sure from the top, I want to make sure from this top all the way folded that I cut 3 inches. So I have my measuring thing right here. So I'm going to go over to 3 inches and I'm folding it, you guys. So it's in the corner 3 inches. So I'm going to take my scissors. I could be doing this on the ground because I have a bigger mat, but I don't feel like getting on the ground.
Sorry, those were dirty.
So
Yes, they are. I used them. Sure, I used those this morning.
I'm going to cut all the way
I
up.
used those this morning for my living water. For your what? My living
All
water.
these stuff?
Yeah. You tell me I'm gonna have some spoil. What happens? You don't know. I'll put these on the plate.
So then I'm just going to move it up and make sure I'm cutting 3 inches. Again, make sure it's folded. you're going to be sewing this, so it's gonna end up being smaller, just a tad bit. So I'm just gonna keep moving it down on the 3-inch mark. So when you fold it, you pretty much have it folded already 3 inches. I'm just gonna cut this excess off that I have up at the top. Okay. So here we have it. So now I'm gonna turn this right sides together. I'm gonna cut this tab off. So now I'm gonna sew this. And I'm just gonna do where's my little ruler? I couldn't even tell y'all what that is. You just want to cut close enough to, not super close to the edge. What is that, like 1/16? I don't know. I don't know nothing about these little inches, y'all. I'm bad. I'm bad with the ruler. It's like, girl, you need to go back to school. Never learned it. I just know how to sew a straight line, so I'm going all the way down. I'm actually following, you know what? It's a 1/2 inch. Following the edge of my footer. So I'm going all the way down. Next time I'll not do it from my iPhone and do it from my phone so you can see the other view. So you can see, I don't know if you can see it here. Maybe I can pull it close. Let's see. You can't see a little bit. So I'm just following this edge part of my footer all the way down. Just lining them up. Back stitch. Bam. So you know how sometimes when you see scarves, they have like a tip at the end? And now your phone, where it's cut like at an angle. So I can do that now. So I'd say the part where I had the tag at, I'm gonna attach this to the back part of the bonnet.
Hello?
So I'll cut this part. I'll cut this edge. I'll just cut it in a slant. Just like that. And then I'm gonna sew that across. There's another video where I kind of did it differently. If you want to go back and look at that video. I like this way better. It's the same concept as the other video. So I'm gonna cut the edge. So now I have it sewn all the way. Leave this open. So what I'm gonna do is take my finger and I'm just gonna push it all the way down because we want to turn this inside out. So when I get to the end, I'm gonna fold it like that, pull this part, and just grab it in the inside and pull it. So there's the string. And we can pull out our edge part. Pull out our little pointy edge. So here's what that looks like. You want to iron this. You want to iron your seam so it can be nice and crisp. I'm going to sew the other one and then I'll iron it. Okay.
I have to ask.
So now we have our other side. We're going to do our other side.
Mom, can I leave?
Same inches. No. Same
No?
inches.
Okay.
What did I tell you yesterday? You're going to want to go somewhere, right?
You said if
You
I
didn't
did
do what I asked you to
Yes,
do?
I did. I did the dishes.
How long did it take you to do them, though?
As soon as you went in here, I did them. Yes.
I assume.
Mom, it's not funny.
Where
I
are you
did
trying to go?
Nowhere really. Just going to the house, and I want to go. I want to go see about that photographer.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I'm for real. I told you that.
So he gonna take you to go to her house.
We know her.
Okay, you know her, but he's taking you to her house.
I'm asking.
You gonna ask him when you get there. You ain't gonna ask him before you go.
It's better if I ask him when I get there, because then he can see my face.
Girl, you gonna clean your room.
And then I could go.
Yep. You clean the bathroom.
Oh, that's Darius.
Whose dish day is it?
Mom, you know whose dish day it is.
No, I don't. Whose dish day is it?
Mine.
Okay, did you clean the counter? Did you mop the floor? Did you clean the microwave? Did you clean the stove?
Floor has already been mopped. I have to clean. There's nothing on
When
it.
was the floor mop?
Mom,
Excuse me, y'all. When was the floor mop?
Thursday.
Thursday. The floor need to be mopped today.
Mom.
With some bleach and some water.
Then I don't complain.
And some, what you call it? You know what to do.
Today is Saturday.
Okay, so
Don't need to be here.
I just measured it 3 inches. So I'm gonna do like I did on the other side, cut it. So then I'm gonna pull it up. Actually, you guys, the only thing I really have to cut.
Tell Jay to get off
this
that damn
end?
game and come throw this trash
Part.
away.
I'll tell Jay to come here.
Jay!
Really? Why did you yell?
Yes, I know.
God. Yeah, you know, but you were sitting in that game.
I don't care. I don't care.
And who left these ribs out?
Do you see any meat on that bone? Get out of here. I'm on camera. Bye.
No, you did. That's why you said that. Leaving that on the counter like that. It is meat on this bone. You the one who picked this rib out.
Okay, so now I'm gonna sew the other edge. There's no make sure your fabric is right sides together.
Prince is here. Prince is here and I.
Well, you gonna have to wait.
Don't run away since you guys are here. I'm not doing that.
Okay. So I'm just gonna sew down half an
No,
inch.
throw it away.
You throw it
Or
away.
follow the end part
I
of
know, you
your
got it in your
footing.
hand. Throw it away. Dang. Doing extras just because Prince here.
Jay, I know you ain't freaking talking.
Tell her, Jay.
I was cleaning way before he did. Way before.
You gonna be mad because you ain't ready.
Come on. And I'm gonna tell him what's
Jay, put her in your head. What? You just came straight from work?
No, I was supposed to go to work, but I don't feel good.
So why you over here then if you don't feel good?
I'm not that I don't
Stop.
feel good, but I had to go to the doctor and get blood work, and then they gave me some medicine. It's making me nauseous. Oh, it's starting to make you drowsy. I am drowsy. I'm drowsier than I felt when I went in here.
You got the Rona?
No,
I'm about to kick you out.
Mom, you still gonna get peanuts and food?
Yes, Jay. Y'all bug.
Stop. Look at her toes.
She ain't looking at my toe.
I mean, sniffing them.
Not on top.
I am. Is it being Caucasians?
You go home and throw that medicine up, cause.
What is it?
Alright, please. I've been trying to tell you that.
What?
What it
open the door
was?
for me.
Well, if they said you didn't take it, then you just take it.
Stop.
So I'm cutting the excess thread off.
I think I'm drinking too much water.
It's impossible to drink too much water.
I feel like I need to throw up.
So this side
You trying to make time?
it's cut this way. So we want to cut the other one the opposite way.
Angel.
What?
I don't know. Anaya, can you come on?
Don't rush me. I told you that.
Lord, you just move slow.
You know she a little slowpoke.
You're gonna be mad if I leave you. Come on.
Okay.
Just leave her. She'll learn her lesson.
Don't rush me.
Oh, you either gonna get rushed or get left.
I literally was on the phone with you and I told you what
I bet you if you leave her, she'll never do it again.
You know,
How much
we
you wanna
all
bet?
left her plenty of times
But
and
if
don't do
I rush
nothing.
you, then it's a whole different story.
Come on.
Okay, so I'm just gonna sew the edge.
Well, you gonna edit us out of it?
No, they can
I'm
hear
live.
us.
They can hear you. You're a good friend.
She's
She said
stupid.
no.
She's dumb.
You don't feel good, man. You ain't got the corona, do you? Who is this? In this way? Oh, that's next door neighbors.
Okay, so now I'm gonna pull it
Stop. You
inside out.
Why?
I know it's a long video. Thank you for staying with me. But I always like to show from the beginning to the end. So pull it. Okay, so now I'm going to iron it.
cook.
What? Okay, so my iron is still hot. Oh, Peanut. What do you want? What do you want, puppy? Okay. So I'm just gonna iron the edge. The seam on the edge is what I meant. I'm gonna iron the seam.
That was gonna take you like 5 minutes.
Put it on 2.
It was. My knees hurt. Come on.
Hey, you just sound like an old grandpa. Your knees hurt.
That's why I don't take medication. It don't make me feel good. I really wanted to tell them no, but I want this to go away.
This is from yesterday, it's not really.
Why didn't you watch
Well,
it
actually,
yesterday?
this morning. So I have her laundry.
She telling you the song from yesterday, huh?
Right. I was gonna say, well, why do y'all let it build up like that? Y'all hate to clean it. You got Shauna
Yeah, they trying to make face masks, so they
blowing your
trying
phone
to get
up.
direction. I'm about to be done with this though. I'll call them back. They're finna call an IS phone line. Okay. So I'm just ironing this all the way down. Did your mom like her scarf? Her bonnet?
Mhm. Yeah, she's down the hill right now. I don't know why, but
Oh, you know what? You gave me that 20. I think it's in my pants.
you want to give it back so I can go get something to eat? I'm starving. I don't have time to stand and cook.
She said you want to give it back so I can get something to eat. This smooth. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, my manager gave me attitude when I called her. I said, I'm gonna be a little late because I had to go to my doctor to get my to get blood work done. And she's like, okay, well, where are you? Like, where are you located? I'm like, I'm at Kaiser. Well, where are you located? I'm at
I
Kaiser.
don't know what city you in.
Right. God. Ooh, she's so rude sometimes. I signed up to work tomorrow on Easter Sunday, so she better shut up. And she lucky that I didn't get my 6 days in, because I sure was gonna... Ooh, she was gonna be mad, because she gotta pay me overtime tomorrow, plus our normal overtime. Ooh, I'm so mad. That's why I'm mad I didn't go in today. But I don't feel good after taking that medicine.
So you picking up your friend so she can take care of you?
She say, oh, I want to get out the house. But she play every time I come over here. Like, why does
They say they friends. Oh, they friends. So I'm just ironing it nice and crisp.
Why are you cleaning in the dark? That's weird. No. Who cleans in the dark? You can't clean nothing. You can't see. And you wear glasses. How can you see in the dark?
You don't need to open the blinds.
Yeah, I do. How can you see in the dark? Blood they took out of me? Too much? Dude was popping them dang things like no tomorrow. Stuck the needle in, pop. Fill that one up, pop. Fill that one up. Like, dang, he had to at least fill like 10 of them up.
You checking to make sure you ain't got the Rona.
And I ain't got the antibodies for it.
These kids are funny. Okay. So we got both of these ends, right? So you want to twist to make sure you have one going this way and one going the opposite way. So what we want to do,
I want to make something like that for my boss, even though she was being even though she was being mean. Because she wears a suit and tie. Not a suit, but she wears a tie.
take this and sew it. Sew the end together. peanut.
How much you charge for one of them?
This one is 40. Yes, sir. Okay, so now we want to sew in back stitch. Just cutting the excess thread off. So it should look like that. So now we want to get our bonnet. So we find our part where we have our safety clip at. Take that off.
The main side of me wants to leave, but the nice side of me says it's not the right thing to do.
So now we take,
Come on. Your mom said she's gonna buy you something to eat.
we take our bonnet and, we take our string and match it to the end and then sew up.
She said she gonna give me that $20 back so I can get something to eat. Cause I'm starving and I'm drowsy.
And you make sure that your hole is in there.
Yeah, your hole's gotta be there, otherwise you can't pass. That would be funny. That was so
Okay.
funny. Somebody needs to laugh at that because it was funny.
Come get these kids, y'all. And I'm gonna sew. Let me show you before I do that. I'm just gonna sew right in the middle of the seam. Always backstitch.
Is that my key?
So I'm just making sure that that seam is going over my hole.
Alright, what else do you need to do in
Back
here?
stitch.
Lord, I can just do the dang kitchen myself.
So now I'm gonna cut the excess thread off. Excess thread off. Okay.
Nothing in here.
So there we go. So this is what it looks like. Take my little head. I'm gonna find the back part. This little head is kind of small, but y'all get the point. So then I will take my strings. I will tie it. And you see how long your strings are? If you wanted to double up, you could. I'm not no fancy bow person. You can even tie another bow if you want. I do that just in case you do want to tie. Some people like tying double up. That give me a headache. I can't do it. If you want to do another bow, you could do another bow. So basically, that's what it looks like. So you have room in the back. You have room. And that's your bonnet. So that's that side, right? So we fold it inside out. Again, y'all, this head is super small head. So now on this side, find the middle. You take it and do the same thing. So now we have this same print from the inside one. And then you just tie a knot. You can make these strings smaller if you want, however you want to do it. But that's what it looks like, guys. Oh, I didn't even tie it. I didn't tie it right, but I mean, I tied this right, but I didn't split it. One side over, one side that way, one side that way. So, like, again, you could do a double tie, or you can wrap it around your head twice. Or you can shrink the size of the strings if you don't want it that long. Pull these in to make better bows. I think this is so cute to, like, because I see people go out with their bonnets on and I'll be like, you look a hot mess. But I think this looks so cute. What do you guys think about the bonnet? So that's it, y'all. At the 55,000 hours, it is done. You want to make sure, like, if you're making these, to make care cards that says, I think mine says something like, keep away from, like, sharp objects. You want to keep it away from sharp objects because, again, like I said, this is satin material. It will snag, so you want to keep it away from sharp objects. You're welcome, Rochelle. Do y'all have any comments? Questions? Not comments, but do y'all have any questions about the bonnet? Do you need the measurements again? The tie, for the tie, do you need the measurements? I mean, not measurements for the circle. I have another video that shows you how I made that cardboard circle. Or like I said, there's another video floating around from a girl that I did see where she just folded the fabric like a bunch of different ways, and then she just cut that little triangle out and it became a big circle. Like I said, I'm gonna stick to the way I do it. I look at other people's stuff, but I don't be like, oh, I'm gonna do it just like that. I try to figure out a different way, my own way, whatever. And usually when I sew, sometimes stuff just come to mind and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna switch it and I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that. So that's pretty much it, y'all. This is one of the places where I got the necktie from. So it just shows you, like, how many different ways you could have wore this scarf. And this particular company, I don't even know how you pronounce it. Yours, MDLE. I don't know if that means something. Smiddle? Your Smiddle scarf? That's the name of the company. So, I mean, online, you could just search neck scarves or satin large scarves, and you'll come up with a slew of them. Or like I said, just go to the beauty supply and get them from the beauty supply. So that is it. That concludes my video. I hope y'all found that super helpful. And if you make some, go ahead and post it on the page. I don't mind if you did something different. Show other people. Whatever you did. But again, I don't mind y'all posting. I don't mind you doing lives. I'm just not one of those people like some of the other groups where it's like, no, you can't do this, and no, you can't do that, and no, you can't do this, and oh, you did that, and oh, I don't got time for all that. Post whatever. Just don't flood the group with stuff that you sell. No, if you want to sell to somebody, just directly instant message them. If they're asking questions about, hey, how much is it, direct message them, because I just don't want the group to be flooded with a bunch of stuff for sale to the point that no one can see the videos and the different things that I show. So yeah, so